The world remembers him as a smile, a funny walk, a small mustache, a cane swinging lightly in one hand. Charlie Chaplin. But behind that smile was a life that never smiled back. Before the laughter, there was hunger. Before the applause, there was abandonment. Before the fame, there was silence, pain, and loneliness. This is not just a story about movies. This is a story about what suffering can create. This is the story of a child who lost everything and gave the world laughter in return. Charlie Chaplin was born in London in 1889 into a family that was already falling apart. His parents were performers, but success never stayed. Money disappeared. Stability vanished. His father drank himself away. His mother slowly lost her mind. Charlie learned very early that life does not care if you are a child. Hunger does not wait. Cold does not show mercy. At the age when children should feel safe, Charlie was sent to a workhouse. No toys. No warmth. No kindness. Just rules. Just labor. Just survival. This place broke children or hardened them. Charlie did not break. He observed. He remembered. He absorbed pain quietly. When Charlie stepped onto a stage for the first time, something changed. For a moment, pain disappeared. The audience laughed. And for the first time, Charlie felt control. He learned that laughter could protect him, that comedy could hide pain, that silence could speak louder than words. When Charlie arrived in America, he had no plan, just hope. Hollywood was young. Cinema was silent, and Charlie fit perfectly into a world that had not yet found its voice. Charlie created The Tramp, a poor man, a gentle soul, rejected, humiliated, but never defeated. Audiences didn't just laugh at the tramp. They recognized themselves. By the 1,920 seconds, Charlie Chaplin was the most famous human on earth. Yet he trusted no one. Love failed him. Friendships faded. Pain followed him into wealth. Success did not heal childhood wounds. Charlie used comedy to speak about things others feared. Poverty, exploitation, dehumanization, tyranny. Modern times showed humans crushed by machines. The Great Dictator mocked evil when the world stayed silent. At the end of The Great Dictator, Charlie spoke. Not as a character, not as a clown, as a human being. His speech was a cry for kindness in a cruel world. That moment changed cinema forever. Despite shaping American cinema, Charlie was accused, hunted, and exiled. America turned away. The same nation he entertained rejected him. Charlie Chaplin died quietly, but his work never died. He proved that silence can speak, pain can create beauty, kindness can be revolutionary. Charlie Chaplin became famous faster than anyone could imagine. By the early 1,920 seconds, his face was known across America, across Europe, across the world. People who had never met him felt like they knew him. They laughed at his walk. They waited for his films. They copied his mustache. But behind closed doors, Charlie Chaplin was still the same frightened child from the workhouse. Fame gave him money. Fame gave him power. But fame did not give him peace. In fact, it made his loneliness louder. He trusted very few people. He feared abandonment. He feared betrayal. And those fears were not imagined. Charlie Chaplin wanted love, but he did not know how to live inside it. His childhood taught him one lesson again and again. Everything you love can disappear. So he tried to control relationships. He chose younger partners. He tried to shape love instead of trusting it. Many relationships ended painfully. The public judged him harshly. The press watched every move. Fame turned his private life into public punishment. Yet few understood this truth. Charlie was not chasing power. He was chasing safety. As the world changed, cinema changed too. Sound arrived. Hollywood rushed forward. But Charlie Chaplin refused, not because he was afraid, but because he believed something deeply. Emotion does not need language. He believed silence could unite people beyond borders. While others spoke, Charlie stayed silent. And that silence made his films timeless. In modern times, Charlie showed something dangerous. He showed workers treated like machines. He showed people crushed by speed, profit, and systems. America was growing fast. Factories ruled life. Humanity was shrinking. People laughed. But beneath the laughter, they felt uncomfortable. Because the truth was exposed. Charlie Chaplin was no longer just entertaining. He was challenging society. As the 1,930 seconds ended, the world darkened. Dictators rose. Fear spread. Silence became safety. But Charlie Chaplin did not stay silent. He made The Great Dictator. He mocked Adolf Hitler when many feared even mentioning his name. People warned Charlie. They told him, "This is dangerous. This could destroy you." Charlie answered with art. The film shocked audiences. They laughed at first. Then they became silent. Because this was no longer comedy. This was resistance. Charlie used humor as a weapon. He turned ridicule into courage. And then came the final moment. For the first time in his career, Charlie Chaplin spoke directly to the world. Not as the tramp. Not as a character. As himself. His voice was calm, but his words were heavy. He spoke about greed. He spoke about hatred. He spoke about humanity losing its soul. That speech was not acting. It was the voice of a child who had seen cruelty early and refused to accept it as normal. The world listened. History paused. Cinema changed forever. Courage has consequences. In America, suspicion grew. Charlie was accused of being dangerous, un-American, a threat. During the Red Scare, fear ruled logic. The same nation that celebrated him now questioned his loyalty. His films were watched with suspicion. His life was investigated. His intentions were twisted. In 1952, Charlie Chaplin left America. When he tried to return, the door was closed. He was no longer welcome. No trial. No apology. Just rejection. The boy who survived the workhouse now faced exile. Once again, he lost a home. Charlie settled in Switzerland. The noise faded. The spotlight dimmed. He watched the world from a distance. He was older, softer, tired. But something had changed. This time, silence was not loneliness. It was peace. Years later, America invited him back. When Charlie returned, the audience stood. They applauded for 12 minutes. Not for comedy. For courage. For honesty. For a life that turned pain into meaning. Charlie Chaplin's life teaches us something powerful. You don't need perfect English to communicate. You don't need wealth to matter. You don't need a voice to be heard. Pain can break you. Or pain can build you. The choice is yours. If Charlie Chaplin's story touched you, like this video. Comment what you learned. Subscribe to improve your English through powerful history stories. Because history is not dates. History is human pain turned into meaning. Charlie Chaplin didn't escape pain. He transformed it. And that is true greatness.